for 13 years we've been on honeymoon, right?
Because, I mean, the experience is different for different people. I mean, for me, we were shooting Go Africa all this while, and it didn't slow me down. You know, in between time, get my medicals, go to the hospital, do what we have to do as humans, and
leave the rest to God.
we'll leave the rest to God.
I don't know why God chose me. I don't know why
It was a good feeling, unbelievable, you know. But I mean, over time, as soon as I accepted the fact that God loves everybody equally, I said, okay, so it's going to be my turn one day, because I believe with all the people all over the world, all making one request or the other of God, and God loving everybody equally, takes his turn to answer everybody one after another. So I believed he'd get to our turn. And when he finally got to our turn, Tamara came. You know? So, and I believe everybody else, it will get to their turn if they are patient.
Yeah.
That's the word, if they are patient.
For me, when I realized I was pregnant, it was already more than like 3 months gone before I knew I was pregnant, because last year we weren't trying at all. We just wanted to rest and probably concentrate more on our work, because when you try something and it's not happening, the best you can do for yourself is to let it be. And the moment we let it be, God decided to take over and do his thing. So for me, it's like almost like I carried him for 6 months, because the first 3 months I didn't know I was carrying anybody. Yes.
Take their mind off it, because the greatest trauma is the fact that, oh, you are expecting, then each time the wife sees her period, you are disappointed. You know, I mean, if you're not, you're prone to being disappointed. So it's like they should just leave it to God. Do what they're supposed to do. If you're a guy and the doctor says stop smoking, stop drinking, stop anything that, you know, that might, I mean, reduce your chances of, you know, being fertile, just stop. Once you do that, leave the rest to God. But it doesn't mean that if you're doing all this that it won't happen, but sometimes, you know, you just have to do all these things that the doctor advises
that you're asked to do to fulfill all righteousness. And then you leave it to God, because creation is his exclusive duty, not ours. The fact that a man and a woman meet and something happens, baby's come, doesn't necessarily mean that 1 + 1 adds up to 2.
That's right.
So when you do what you're supposed to do as a human being, then you let God do his. That's why sometimes you might go for IVF, you take out the eggs, you make it merge with this, and you expect it to happen. Human beings don't create. God creates, and at his right time he'll do it for you. Because we're in Africa, it's our culture, it's our thing. So if you want to do something, why don't you start with yours?
Yeah, that's right.
But it's the most difficult thing to do, because you don't get information about villages or places in Africa on the internet. So you actually have to go to source. And going to source means a lot of money, a lot of travel, a lot of research. But then it's fun. We love adventure, and the opportunity of Go Africa gives us the time to do that.
And that's not just all. Africa does not get as much mention in the media as Europe and America.
Especially positive mention.
So we decide, this other part of Africa that's not getting the right mention, the positive mention, let's dig into, let's exploit. You know, let's dig into it and let people see it, and the world see it, and they like it. And now, the touristic potentials of Africa is being explored on Go Africa. People now write us, oh, we want to go for a honeymoon, where do you suggest?
Also have countries writing us, asking us to come to their country.
Exactly. Some multinationals will write to say, oh, I will have this retreat for my, you know, a group of people. They're about 22, 23.
Sometimes 100.
Sometimes 100. Where do you suggest? We've done it for Unilever, we've done it for HP, we've done it for several other people, you know, and We'll suggest somewhere nice in Africa and give them.
Africa tours handles it.
Yes, give them a profile of such places, and they like it. Sometimes we have to charter a plane to do that. Yeah, so we do it and they like it, and we too enjoy what we do.
And then it feeds us.
It feeds us, puts food on the table, you know, pays the bill, you know, the whole works. So
now buys the milk.
It buys the milk too, you know. So it's really fun, you know, doing what you enjoy doing.
Culture actually is a people's way of life.
That's it.
Goge Africa hasn't set out to criticize. We're just there to tell the story the way it is.
Exactly.
If you go for this Agbasa Juju, they call it Agbasa Juju in Delta State.
Yes.
I think it's
Urobo people.
Urobo people.
Worry.
It looks bloody, you might think, because you see everybody wielding knife, cutlasses, they throw it up, they catch it. 1,000 people throw up their cutlass at the same time, and everyone catch their own without anybody being caught. You might think, oh, this is rowdy, this is blood, but the truth is that they are celebrating what they used to do in the past.
Exactly, and they're having fun doing it.
And they're having fun doing it.
And they're happy. And they're proud of it.
Exactly. If you go to Australia, the way they welcome you, then something that someone would do, you think it's obscene. They stick out their tongue and they go like this, like, I don't want to do it on air. But it's they're welcoming you. It's their way of this. So who am I to condemn? I'm not condemning anybody.
Exactly.
Whatever suits you and works for you, that's you.
I remember our visit to Ethiopia. They gave us what they call kitfo. Raw meats, you know, you could see the blood and all that. And
the same thing in Kenya, they even make you drink cow blood.
You know, the Maasai people. No, it's not as if they do this as special treat for a special visitor, this special guest.
So how come I can't even say, oh, this is bad and that is good. Of course, if I refer back to the past when they were killing twins, that is obviously bad. Anything that has to do with human life.
Yeah.
You know. But besides that people prefer to take raw blood or cooked blood. It's their way of life.
That's right.
One thing, Nigeria doesn't have a good maintenance culture. So I think we should look into that, especially the way Nigerians treat public utilities and facilities. We just treat it anyhow, say it's government owned. That has become Nigerian culture. And I think that is bad. That is something we should.
Well, that's a mindset that would change. But part of the biggest challenge now is that you guys, I mean, you're into production. When you go out to shoot, if you are doing an outdoor production, some guys gather and ask to be paid some money. You know, and you don't have any kind of protection.
Yeah.
You're doing your legitimate, your rightful duty, and somebody comes and demands some money. You have to pay. So just so you do your business.
Yeah.
Now, aside that, power challenge, NEPA, is an issue. Most times you have to run on diesel, on fuel to do your edits and to do your production. So that's a big challenge. Aside that again,
security.
The TV stations don't make it any easier for you. They're asking for all kinds of money. You know, they want their money ASAP. You know how it is. And you know, the advertising agencies, so they're trying, but they also have challenges. Getting your money quickly enough.
We're going too far.
Yeah. No, he's asking for challenges.